My name is Brown Ogbeifun from Edo State and a retired staff of the NMPC. Just like so many other families in this country who didn't have even a meal at a particular point in time as a growing child, and who has to work at the age of 16 to be able to care for other family members. But that did not deter my courage and aspiration in becoming whom I want to be. My parents didn't have the opportunity of taking me through the four walls of a university, but I knew in my heart that definitely that was one of those things I demanded and cherished most those days. So how did I overcome that challenge? First was to take into football as I grew, and it paid off at the time because since I couldn't go into the university that anyone could pay for, I went into nursing those days. Because while you were in the nursing school, you can really have yourself being paid some amount to go to school. So I had a good nursing education. And then while doing that, I was playing part-time football with NEPA Football Club of Warri, and also had some stipends that allowed me to be able to take care of my immediate family at that particular time. Unfortunately, when I finished, I was posted to Bomadi. I was in Bomadi one night, and there was a letter from the NMPC saying that I should please come for an interview the following day. I was shocked, but I later came to came to that understanding at about 1983 that it was Engineer Shoemo who was the chairman of NMPC Football Club, and they were looking for a goalkeeper in their team, and then I was highly recommended. So it was that recommendation that they used in tracing me to Bomadi to say that I should come for an interview into the team and at the same time take up employment as at that time. There was embargo on employment, but like I said, God has a way of ensuring that His will for you, just like He told Jeremiah that I have known you even before you were formed in your mother's womb. I think that's the typical story of mine. When I came to NMPC, another challenge was that because there were issues of tribe, issues of preferences, the coaches never believed in me. And so I was not used for close to about a year or two. Meanwhile, this was somebody that you went to, look for. But I never allowed that again to deter me. What I did that paid off was that I did extra training on my own. When the team would have left the field, I would go back there, go and train on my own. And so when they were not using me, I was there. Our team then, the NMPC team, was going on relegation. And so when they were starting the second round, I think the coaches, somebody like Coach Efozia and Coach Itemike came together to say, look, with Coach Obire to say, look, we have been using some set of people. We've not had good results. So what will it matter if we use those who we are not been using? So whether we use them or not, we are even approaching relegation zone. So let us go ahead and use them. That was how people like AGK, myself, and one Ukoko were introduced into the team in the second round. The day of the first match, that's the turning point. Against NEPA that defeated us in Lagos. They defeated us 4-1. And then the coach just came about 30 minutes to the time, when they were almost leaving, and said, I think they sent one Coach Onaise to talk to me, a Benin man. He said, my son, you're going to start the team today. I said, I said, Coach, it's not possible. I said, because we have conventions. When you're going to play a match, there are certain things you shouldn't have done. I've eaten so badly, my tummy is almost, and apart from that, I wasn't mentally prepared because you've been using a set of people. And he said, well, I have told you. I went into my room and prayed to God. That match ended 1-0 in favor of the NMPC. And I think by the grace of God, my performance was so outstanding that the entire Warri Stadium said, where had this guy been? And that was how I became the number one in the team, finally rose to become the captain of the team. So that's one thing I believe that youth can learn from. And then The second aspect of how this now came, I remember that I did say that I didn't have opportunity of going to the conventional university. While I was playing now into the team, I now decided to take part-time from University of Benin, public admin. I went further to do a master's in health and planning, and so the rest is now history. As I was doing all that, I was taking part in union activities. So in 2005, management on their own came to say that I can no longer practice in medical. I should go to the admin because my certificates will be more useful to the organization in the admin and human resources department. Whereas you cannot cross from medical, for instance, to admin without applying. And it was not even in vogue anymore. But management on its own said, come, we need to transfer you to. And that was how I came into human resources and rose to manager-employee relations. So looking at this, therefore, what lessons do we pass on to our youth? That there are three critical things which I have been able to fashion out with my own experience to say that youths need not follow the values of time. The craze for money as the first thing first. In which case, they need to work smart, they need to work hard, they need to work spiritual. So briefly, let me just go through the three. Working smart means that you need to be able to apply innovations to whatever you are doing. You need to think outside the box, to do little things in great ways that will make you like that Joseph, that will make you like that David, that were called upon at the point of service, just like I was called upon at the point of service. You can imagine if I had been discouraged and refused to take extra training for myself. The day I was asked to come and play, maybe I would have messed up. So the place of service is very, very important. The second aspect is, once you have been able to work smart, it means that you need to work hard as the things that you work smart on. Because if you say you are working smart and you are not making it, and then you refuse to work hard towards sustaining it, success is the least of your problem. Once you attain success, how to maintain that success and remain at the top becomes a critical issue. And lastly, you need therefore to work spiritual. From my own history, I have never really planned for what I have got. I did not plan that I was going to work in an MPC. Somebody brought a letter. I did not plan that I was going to work in human resources. I was drafted. So it means that if I did not have that belief in ability of God working out my miracles, and I did not also work hard towards all those things, I do not think I would have been able to be where I was.